Hello, everyone. It's your host, Seth the Programmer. With me today, I have the heavily requested SwagKage. What's up, man?
Nothing much. Just, got done fucking working on another video. That's about it. That's all I really fucking do. Just make videos all day.
Hell yeah, man. So we're going to be discussing Kaioken versus 8 Gates. Now, we're going to be going over what's more powerful and also what's more like, what would you say, convenient and useful for a person to use?
Well, not just that, but also the difference is because I've heard a lot of people say so 8 Gates is basically like the Kaioken, or Kaioken is basically like the eight Gates, and like they serve the same purpose in the story. They both power you up, but they both achieve it through like completely different means. Like the 8 Gates is something that everybody has access to, and that you only have to learn how to manipulate it. Whereas with Kaioken, you have to learn it, and it's like really fucking hard.
Yeah. You have to learn it from a god, pretty much.
Yeah, Goku had to learn it from a god, and well, I guess this isn't much of a feat because Tenshinhan does the same thing, but Goku used the Kamehameha the first time he saw it. So, I mean, the fact that he had to train for a year to learn Kaioken, it's like pretty advanced. Well, it's not a year, it's more like 6 months, but still. Exactly. It took him a while.
All right, and then you also wanted to bring up a few things afterwards. So what did you want to discuss first, the power or the ease of use?
Well, I guess like the ease of use is probably like the easiest to explain because they're both pretty difficult because like Kakashi, everybody knows he's a genius. I don't even have to tell anybody this. Fucking like Anbu captain at at like a teenage age. He was on the same squad as two Genin, and he was a Jonin, the same rank as Minato. So he was fucking crazy. And he can only open one gate. And that's considered impressive. So for
he can do the hidden lotus, I think.
I think it's the primary lotus, not the hidden lotus, because that's the third gate that you have to have.
The primary lotus.
Yeah, but Guy and Lee, who dedicated their entire lives to taijutsu, can open up. Well, Lee can open up 6. He still can't even open up all 8. And Guy can open up all 8. The thing is, though, like you just have to work hard at it, and you will get it. Whereas I don't think you can say the same thing about the Kaioken because Guy's dad, Might Gai, could use the 8th gate, and he was nothing. Like you compare the difference in strength between 8th gate Dai and 8th gate Guy, and you've got like 7 swordsmen of the mist, which aren't even like fucking base Kakashi level. Versus Jubi Madara. It's a gargantuan difference. So Dai wasn't that talented and he could do it, whereas I don't think somebody with that low of a level of skill in Dragon Ball would be able to pull it off.
Dai was like everyone looked at him like a talentless grown man who's still a Genin. Like he's a grown man who can't become a Chunin. So he was like, people looked at him like he was retarded. Like that's what they did. And this guy could access all 8 gates. So
exactly,
if that doesn't tell you something, I mean, I don't even know how strong you'd say this guy is, but what about Kaioken? Like Kaioken, King Kai is a god, right? A very powerful god. Easily stronger than most of the top tiers in Naruto. Maybe stronger than all of them.
Stronger than Yema, who's stronger than Raditz. One of the data books said he's weaker than Nappa. If you want to use power levels, I think they gave him a power level of 3,500, whereas Nappa's varies between 4,000 and 6,000.
None of the data books actually said that Madara equals Nappa, but
that's not true. No one ever said this. Just like Kishimoto never said Itachi would beat Madara.
Yeah, people always lying about these damn data books. I don't know why, but so basically, King Kai is a beast, right? He's actually very powerful. He's almost Nappa level. And Nappa, as I did my video, how strong is Naruto compared to Dragon Ball. I don't really want to argue about that, but I basically said Naruto should at least be, Raditz level, but he can clone himself a fuck ton, right?
Yeah, exactly. The difference with Naruto is that like people have more versatile techniques than just like energy blasts, so they can do more, but like they don't have the physical feats the Dragon Ball characters do.
King Kai is basically beasting on Naruto in terms of power, and then you have Goku, who's like over twice as strong as that, trained with this god, learned this form, and he can barely use _3. Like ×3 is fucking him up. ×3 like put him into almost like a fucking coma after he got his ass beat by the grade 8.
Yajirobe couldn't even like slap him on the back lightly. Like he fucking yelled after that.
And basically what you were telling me before is that Kaioken is like 8 gates, but unnatural almost.
Yeah, it's like nobody has like a natural Kaioken. Like King Kai invented it, whereas like everybody has the 8 gates in their body. Like the 8 gates are there to prevent your body from overworking itself. Like some of them accomplish things like keeping your body from secreting too much sweat to keep you from dehydrating. Some of them, like, they keep heart rate at a normal level so you don't pump up too much blood and like clot your body with blood and shit like that.
Right.
You know, that sort of thing. So, you know, it's there to protect your body, but you can open them if a situation calls for it, for you to beat the shit out of somebody, because it will cause your chakra to, you know, explode. Whereas the Kaioken isn't like that. It's like a technique that you have to learn. And, you know, like it's not natural. And as a result, it's very hard to get really good at using it, because every time Goku's used it, he hasn't come out unscathed if he's like done something that King Kai told him not to. Like if he used it for longer than like 2 seconds, or if he used too high of a level of Kaioken, his body would always get fucked.
And there's also risks as well. The 8 gates, as far as I know, gate 1 through 7, even when Gai wasn't necessarily good with the 7th gate, like the first time we really seen him go all out with it versus Kisame, it strained him a lot. Kind of like how Goku was like, you know, if you pat him on the back, he'd be really sore kind of shit.
Yeah.
But King Kai was saying, if you used anything above Kaioken times 2, you're gonna like blow up or some shit.
Exactly, yeah. And I know for a fact that the gates have more than a double multiplier by the time you get up to times 3. Not times 3, gate 3. Like gate 4, Lee went from, you know, barely being able to break through Gaara's sand, which is tough sands. I'll say that because like it was hard for a lot of people to pierce it with, you know. Lee managed to move faster than the sand, which was like faster than the eye, I believe, and kick Gaara into the air so hard that he didn't come back down. And then he was so fast that people didn't know where Lee went. Like he was jumping into the air and just like leaping off of the walls to simulate flight. Like it was fucking ridiculous.
It looked like he was playing pinball with him. It was crazy.
I know.
And Kakashi whipped out his Sharingan and everything just so he could see him.
Just so he could follow Lee's movements.
In base form, like you were saying, he couldn't even really pierce his sand at all. And then in the 5th gate, he's pinballing him.
Oh, no, it was just the 4th gate that he opened up before he used the Lotus to punch Gaara into the ground. Like he only opened the 5th gate at the end of the reverse Lotus. So like that speaks to how powerful the gates are. You know, like each one of them has a pretty ridiculous multiplier. Like we were talking about before, I believe Kakashi says that they make a person tens of times stronger. And I hear 100 times thrown around a lot. I think I remember hearing one of the characters say it, but I reread the manga and it's not stated anywhere specifically in the Guy versus Madara fight that the 8th gate is 100 times. But I think that's a fair thing to assume, and the Kaioken is never coming anywhere near 100 times. Like,
I mean, yeah, if even the normal gates are just tens of times. By the way, the thing people are talking about, there's a translation where Gaara and Kakashi are talking about Guy, and he compares, you know, he talks about how strong the 8th gate makes you, and says hundreds of times more powerful, a rival to the Hokage. Now, some people are saying that's a mistranslation. I don't know. Do you have the original like Viz manga?
Yeah, I have the Viz manga.
Okay, so then it's probably a mistranslation. Although there's always a possibility it might not.
I might have just missed it because I kind of skimmed through the battle. But I mean, like, if it is a mistranslation, whatever, don't use it. But that implies hundreds, like, as in he's like 500 times stronger, which is like Super Saiyan 3 multipliers now. So you know, so I wouldn't be surprised if that wasn't the case. But if it's just 100 times stronger, I can buy that. Because like base Guy going straight up to Jubi Madara level is ridiculous.
Definitely, man. There's also the argument of exponents. Now, I didn't bring this up to you before, but there are a lot of people that believe both the 8th gates and the Kaioken have exponential multipliers. So
I don't believe that. Like then 20 times Kaioken would have been way fucking stronger than Super Saiyan. Okay, it wouldn't have just hurt Frieza at 50% power. It like that Kamehameha would have disintegrated him. If it was like 2 to the 20th power or something like that, because like Goku broke Frieza's hand as a Super Saiyan, just casually. Like, he was just holding it, and Frieza was fucking freaking out. He was, like, making sex noises and shit.
And another thing is that Frieza specifically said, hey, I'm at half my power.
Yeah.
Now I'm at full power. So it's clearly not really exponential. You just used half his power.
Yeah.
But basically what people get with the Kaioken, okay, is in power levels. Now, power levels are iffy subject, but we're going to go over them because this is what people believe. Okay, in power levels, you have a human at a 5.
Yeah.
And then you have a Moonbuster at 180. And then the Kaioken multiplies your power level by like 2 times or whatever times. So if you're going by the human 5, moon 180, it could be a massive multiplier. But I'm going to bring this up. That's only for early Dragon Ball. When you get to later Dragon Ball, it becomes more linear.
Exactly.
I brought this up before, but Toriyama kind of wrote himself into a hole by using like low power levels. But later on, it's definitely more linear. Like, Frieza 50% is 60 million. And then Frieza full power is 120 million. That's linear. No, Frieza.
There's no way to argue that you get there's an exponential growth when you're using half your power. That doesn't make sense.
Half his power is actually only 1/septillionth of his power.
No. Well, one of my friends was also talking to me about something, and I actually found out, I forget the actual figures, but it's there's a double-digit exponent, right? For how many joules it takes to blow up a planet, whereas the average human punch is something like 700 joules. I'm probably incorrect about the exact numbers, like I said, but it's something like the difference is gigantic. Yet you have Vegeta only at 18,000 versus a farmer at 5, and that's not a difference of 20 plus digits. So like you said, early power levels don't make sense, but then later on it gets more linear. So it's probably just a plot hole.
Me and my friend Ryu, we said basically when they hit about Raditz level, we figure they basically go more linear and esque, and once they hit Frieza, they're just pure linear. So now the 8th gates being exponential, base guy is wall level. I don't know. And then when he goes 8th gate, he's taking on mountain busting, maybe continent busting, 10 tails and shit like that. So
yeah, exactly. The 10 tails has a casual multi-mountain busting feat. Yeah. With its 10-tailed Bijudama, and it's stated in the series that Jinchuriki are more powerful than their tailed beasts because, you know, their chakra merging with the Biju's chakra makes them more powerful. So Jubi Madara, way stronger than the 10 tails with a casual multi-mountain busting feat. Base guy is, like you said, wall level or whatever. I doubt he would be able to kick down any more than a small building with dynamic entry,
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
So for him to go up to like you said, fucking continent level to moon level, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And even Madara himself is able to, use Limbo on the mountain busting tailed beast, and Limbo just creates a clone of himself. Base just one Renegon, Limbo'd the tailed beast. So even Madara is at least mountain level, and by scaling a lot higher.
Madara is easily mountain level because of the fact that Perfect Susanoo unsheathed its sword, and the fucking shockwave popped up multiple mountaintops.
Yeah, and then you give this guy all the tailed beasts put together, and then Guy goes from Guy is at building level, and then Madara is by feats at least continental level, but maybe by scaling he could be a lot higher. I'm not really trying to go into that. I'm just trying to give the example that it's probably exponential, and I don't think it's far-fetched, but I mean, it's kind of weird with how Naruto works, how the multipliers would work. But what's your opinion on that?
Well, the thing about Naruto is, like I mentioned earlier, people don't have a whole lot of really crazy physical feats. They just have really versatile techniques. Kakashi with the perfect Susanoo and the six paths chakra is no more powerful than base Kakashi is. He could still get stabbed by a regular knife. Kakashi can probably get paper cuts, right? And he's still able to go toe to toe with Kaguya because his Kamui Raikiri and his Kamui Shuriken bypass durability completely.
Well, so his Susanoo isn't paper cut level.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but what I'm talking, regular Kakashi was doing damage to Kaguya. He tagged Kaguya and she couldn't tag him back because of how fast Kamui was able to make him move. So scaling Naruto characters is really weird, but Guy is all about physical attacks, and like you can clearly see the like you can scale Gai because like all of his shit is like, you know, physical feats. Like you know, he punches the air so hard that it creates a tiger-shaped shock wave that absorbs Kisame's water shark
that
bomb.
Can shake mountains.
And like stuff like so. Yeah, like you can scale Gai, and so like base Gai is, you know, like we said, like he's weak. Like he's a Jonin, you know, he could take people out like pretty easily. Like he can take out like Genin Chunin level people with a couple punches, like we saw in the Chunin exams. And with his nunchucks, I guess he can put in work. First gate Gai, I'd imagine, isn't that much crazier. Second gate Gai, same deal there. Third gate Gai, we'd probably see him doing some shit like the difference would be similar to the difference between like base Lee and third gate Lee in the Chunin exam. So Gai would be like really fast then. Then like fourth gate Gai would be, you know, ridiculous. But like the best way to illustrate these points is we've only really seen Gai go 6th, 7th, and 8th. Because I guess Kishimoto was just like, well, I've already shown the 1st through 5th. Might as well just fucking go from here. So 6th gate Gai was struggling a little bit. I mean, he kind of gave Kisame's clone the meat here, but he still had to open up the 6th gate to take out a 30% clone. And keep in mind, the gates have like consequences for using them. So Gai wouldn't have opened up the 6th gate if he thought he could beat Kisame's clone with the 5th. So 6th gate Gai, you know, 30% Kisame, that's fine, whatever. Whereas, you know, like somebody like the Raikage or, you know, KCM Naruto would have obliterated that clone. Like one shot, like through like speed blitz alone. And Gaara says that 7th gate Gai's movements aren't human. And Gaara's a Kage. He's seen the 3rd Raikage move. He's seen the 4th Raikage move. And he's also seen the 4th Raikage move when he's got his speed buffed by Onoki during the fight against Madara, because Onoki used that lightweight boulder jutsu, made Onoki lighter, and made him like stupid fast, dude. Like he was moving like, you know, like fucking massively hypersonic. And he's seen, you know, like KCM Naruto. I don't think he saw Minato fighting. Like then he sees 7th gate Gai, not even 8th, 7th gate Gai fight Madara, and he says those movements aren't human. And I'm just like, how fast is this dude? Like, if he's faster than the Raikage with the 7th gate open, and with the 6th gate, like because he had to open up the 7th gate to take out Kisame. He couldn't do it with the 6th gate. And so that's a large gap in power between 6th and 7th. That's nuts. So, and then like we see the gap between the 7th and the 8th gate, because 7th gate Gai was nothing to Madara. Like Madara was just laughing at him. He was just like,
kind of parrying him.
Insult. Like, I'm actually mad that you're not opening up the 8th gate. Come on. And then Gai opens up the 8th gate, and he gives Madara like a bit of work, but the thing is, he's not stronger than Madara, because Madara, not only did he survive, he let Gai hit him with the Ryu or the Night Guy, whatever you want to call it, that final attack that blew apart half his body. Like he did exactly what Cell did and just stood there and took it. Gai also had help from like Minato and like Gaara, Kakashi, everybody watching that fight. So Gai's not stronger than Madara. Yeah, they saved his life multiple times, but he's in the same tier as Madara. So, like, the TLDR, like, the gates have to be, like, exponential. Like, it's not like, you know, one multiplies it by, like, 2 times, 1 by 4, 1 by 6. Like, no, they're, like, each gate is way stronger than the previous one.
Yeah. I mean, even if you just argued, hey, Gai is building level, and hey, in the 7th gate, he can shake islands, that's an exponential increase. Like, exactly. No matter what you say. So, I mean, long story short, the 8th gate, it gives a higher multiplier for ease of use. I don't see how Kaioken could really compete power-wise or
like if Goku would have opened up the 7th gate against Frieza, dude, like there would have been no need for Super Saiyan. The Kamehameha would have crushed Frieza. It would have been hilarious.
The 7th gate would probably be enough for Goku to whoop Frieza's ass. And I mean, going from building level to island level, fuck.
Yeah, you're going from like multi-planet level to like fucking I don't even know like how high that would take him, but it's a ridiculous multiplier.
Well, let's just put it this way. I mean, even if you just said, you know, building level was like a few tons of force, an island is almost like gigatons of force. So that's insane.
We were going to talk actually about what would happen if like Naruto characters tried to use the Kaioken because of how much key control the Kaioken requires.
Okay, yeah. I think we discussed this, but most Naruto characters won't even be able to use it really. Like,
yeah, you got characters like Sakura who has really good chakra control, which let's just say that translates to key control to make it easier. And like King Kai explains that like you have to be able to control your ki really well to be able to use the Kaioken to nullify some of the side effects. But like, let's say Sakura like multiplied her power by like fucking like 20, like Goku did. No way she could still control her chakra.
She would blow up.
Yeah, she would blow up because like Goku had like crazy durability, and he couldn't. And when he couldn't control the Kaioken, like he took a whole lot of damage in the Saiyan Saga, and that was only from ×4. So if Sakura were to go any above 2 times, I think she'd fucking explode because like, you know, going from being able to like punch the ground to say like punch the ground to pieces casually to say like fucking blowing up a mountain probably with 20 times, like that's crazy.
Yeah. And then you could also say most Naruto characters, if it's about durability, just wouldn't be able to use it at all.
Oh yeah, no, like even if like they have like really good chakra control, like the negative side effects would fucking kill them in 2 seconds.
Yeah, definitely. It's literally like the 8th gate, but like the effects, like the damaging effects are on steroids, bro.
Yeah,
like,
it happens immediately. You don't even get to use it.
Yeah,
you just get to be swole for like 2 seconds.
So yeah, I think that just about sums it up. Thanks for sticking around, SwagKage. Please subscribe to SwagKage's channel, and obviously subscribe to me as well. I hope you guys enjoy.
Of course. Like if you're here, fucking hit the subscribe button on Seth.
Yeah, smash that shit.
Also subscribe to me because, you know, I would appreciate that. Primarily, Seth's got you covered on Dragon Ball, but if you like Naruto, sub to me.
Hell yeah, man. And I hope you guys learned something. Until next time.
Yeah, see you later.